Hi there, Stampin' friends. This is Kathy Seminara from Semi Stampers. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Huntingtown, Maryland. It's been a while since I made a video, so I thought I'd jump on here and show you something that I'm making for my church's craft fair at the beginning of December. Today is November 13th, and Thanksgiving is right around the corner. I better get a move on. Anyway, also, starting tomorrow, I want to make you aware that Stampin' Up! Is having their seasonal sale. From November 14th to the 16th, you can get 10% off on ribbons and trims, 15% off on inks, including blends and markers and refills and stamp pads, and you can get 20% off on papers, including designer series paper and specialty papers. So I would recommend you go and look at your stash and see what you need to replenish. Then go to my store at semistampers.stampinup.net and you can buy what you need as well as other things there at the store. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would be very happy to be yours. When I saw the Truckin' Along bundle that Stampin' Up! Came out with, I jumped on it right away. I thought it was the cutest stamp bundle, and it's especially good if you like a country-themed stamp set, or if you have guys that you make cards for, because you can make this to look like something that the guys would like. I did make a few cards with this stamp set. I can't show you all of them because I mailed most all of them out. I made a birthday card for my husband back in August, and I used the exposed brick embossing folder. I don't know if you can see it there. He wants an old gremlin, so I gave him an old rusty truck instead. I don't think he thought it was that funny. Then with my group, I made these two, again using the exposed brick, wishing you a festive Christmas. And then just this past Friday, we made this one. We used the plaid, I forget what the background stamp is called, but this plaid, and we stamped two trucks, cut the cab off of one truck, and made the rear end into a trailer. But we didn't get rid of the cab, we put him on the inside. So I wanted to make something else, and what kept coming into my mind was a Christmas tree ornament. So I made these. I used a lot of things that I had in my stash at home. Let's get started, shall we? For this ornament, you need a 3-inch embroidery hoop, some designer series paper, some faux greenery, some basic white scraps, and some other basic white pieces for you to do your stamping. Okay, what I did first was I took the embroidery hoop and I sponged it with pecan pie ink. After I let it dry, I put it down on some Joy of Noel, I believe it's called, designer series paper, and I traced around it. The circle then became a 3¼ inch circle. My layering circles dies were not big enough for this, so I had to go old school and cut it with paper snips. Okay, the first thing after I stamped and punched out my truck and my gifts. I decided that I did not want to lay my truck flat on the designer series paper. So what I did, I took some scraps of basic white, measuring 3/4 of an inch by 1 1/4 inches, and one at 1 inch by 1 1/4 inches. These I scored at 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, 3/4 of an inch, and 1 inch. After scoring, I folded them up and shaped them into a little square like this. I put multi-purpose liquid glue on one end and gently held it in place until it stuck. Now, before I stick this on the truck, I do have a tip for cargo, either the trees or anything else that you want to put in the truck bed. When I fussy cut the packages out, I left a tab on the bottom. This way, when I take some multi-purpose liquid glue, I can put a little on the tab, and then add it to the truck bed. And I like using multi-purpose liquid glue because it has a little wiggle room. Okay, now this last square piece, I'm going to add a little more multi-purpose liquid glue. And I will put it on the back end of the truck and let it sit there for a second. Okay, while that dries, I'm going to take my designer series paper circle and more multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm going to go around the hoop and I'm going to lay this down on the DSP, being careful that I'm even all the way around. Then, taking my truck with the 3 little, they look like straws, square straws on the back, I'll add more multi-purpose liquid glue. And place this toward the bottom of the hoop and gently press. And the truck, the color I use for the truck, by the way, is Lost Lagoon. Now, something that we usually don't see in stamping is a hot glue gun. Whoops, got to get that in the camera. I'm going to put a little hot glue toward the top of the hoop and place that, hold it for a second up there. Then I'm going to take some more hot glue and I'm running out of the hot glue stick that's not getting pushed through there. There we go. Just give me a little dot so I can show what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm pushing the glue stick through the end because I want to glue on the bow. Of course, this happens when I'm filming. Here we go. Where there's a will, there's a way. Okay. And then lastly, after I get the hot glue off my thumb, lastly, I will put some embroidery floss. I used to cross stitch like crazy years ago. So I have a lot of embroidery hoops and embroidery floss. Like I said, I used my stash, items out of my stash, and then I tied a knot. And there, my friends, is a truckin' along Christmas ornament. Let's bring back his friends. One more. Okay, and there you go. I hope you enjoyed watching me, especially when I was fussing around with the hot glue gun. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this little technique. And, like I said, take advantage of that sale starting tomorrow, semistampers.stampinup.net. And until next time, friends, stay safe and happy stamping.